All right, guys, welcome back to another reaction video. My name is James.
I'm Nobu.
And today the people have spoken and we have heard. So we came up with this idea last week of doing like pitch meetings as kind of like, like a weekend video, kind of like an extra little thing because we don't always do videos on Saturdays. And you guys loved it and you guys really liked the idea. And one of the most requested pitch meetings that we should do a reaction to was to the Twilight Saga pitch meeting. So this is an ultimate compilation.
Smiling,
it's got 23 minutes. The first pitch meeting that we watched was Mission Impossible, which was hysterical. So tell us what other like pitch meetings. It could be the stuff we've seen. I don't even care if we watch a pitch meeting, something I haven't seen. I still feel like we would enjoy it. So let us know. Let's get some requests, and we're gonna at least do these like weekly or something like that. Like I'm thinking maybe Saturday will be our day, or maybe Wednesday it's Saturday or something like that. We'll see. I want to make this a new series on the channel though. Pitch meetings, honest trailers. I don't know. Let us know what you want to see, and let's just get into the Twilight Saga pitch meeting. All right, 3, 2, 1.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's based on a book series about vampires. Oh, vampires are extremely cool. Yeah, not these ones, though. Oh, they're not? No, they're not. You know how vampires, like, turn to dust when they're exposed to sunlight? Yeah. Well, these ones sparkle like beautiful little diamonds. Okay. What about mirrors? Do they, like, show up in mirrors? Yep, these ones certainly do, sir. They seem to be quite amused by them in certain instances as well. Okay, do they do, like, the basic vampire thing of sucking blood out of people? No, these ones try not to. They call themselves vegetarians. Oh, okay. Most of them go to high school. I gotta say, I'm not loving this concept
These
so
are the
far.
least
Well, the books have sold
vampires.
millions of copies to brand-loyal preteens with disposable income. Okay, I gotta say, I'm loving this concept so far. So what happens with these sparkly bad boys? Well, the movie's gonna follow this girl, Bella Swan. Oh, and what's she like? What do you mean? Like, what's her character? What's her personality? Oh, no, that doesn't apply here. What? Yeah, no, she's just as plain as can be, so the girls in the audience can just transpose their personalities onto her. Oh, okay, yeah, that's smart.
Oh
yeah,
my
so
gosh.
she's just the blankest slate you can imagine. Aren't the other characters gonna find her boring, though? No, they're all gonna freak out when she walks into a room like she's the greatest thing ever. Oh, they are? Yeah, like at the beginning of the movie, she's starting at a new school, and all the guys are all over her, and all the girls are like, oh my god, hi. Wow. So anyway, then she's gonna find out about this family called the
Apparently he
Cullens
writes
that
all
go
of
to
these
her high
too,
school. They're all
himself.
secretly vampires. Do they look like they're of high school age? No, they're all clearly in their 20s. So why go to high school? To blend in? Do they blend in? No, they don't. Seems like it's better for vampires to not go to high school. What if a student gets a paper cut? Oh, well, then it would be over for sure. Right, so why do they go to high school? Because that's where the main character spends her time,
so
and I need them to
point.
interact. Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. That's all you had to say. So anyway, Bella develops this romantic thing with one of the vampires, this guy Edward Cullen. How does that start? Well, she walks into class, and he looks like he's about to vomit, so that, really kicks things off. Oh, romantic puking is tight. Yeah, so then he's like super rude to her, and he stares at her like he pooped his pants, and he's trying to see if she noticed. Undeniably romantic. It is, so obviously they fall deeply in love with each other because of the poop stares and the meanness. Yeah, and also he saves her from being pancaked by a van and then gaslights her about it ever happening. So does she find out that he's a vampire?
Dude,
Eventually she figures it out. How does she do that? She Googles it. Oh, characters learning stuff via search engines. That's one of my favorite things to watch. It is very cinematic for sure. So then she confronts him about it. She's like, yeah, I know you're a vampire. And what does he say? Well, he's like, you shouldn't love me, Bella. I'm like 100 years old and I've killed people. Oh my god, he's 100? Yeah, he's 100 years old and he's like, I've been watching you sleep every night for months. I, a very old man, have been breaking into your room and watching you sleep. So she realizes how horrifying this is and distances herself. No, she goes with the exact opposite of that. Oh, really? Yeah, she's like a bull. She just sees a red flag and runs at it. It sounds that way. Yeah, so then they're officially dating, so they start to do like romantic stuff. What kind of stuff are we talking? Well, he gives her some piggyback rides, they climb some trees, just vampire stuff. Wow. There's also this guy Jacob, right? And he's not gonna do much in this movie, but in the next one, he's gonna be a werewolf. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and there's gonna be a love triangle, because this guy has visible abs, so that automatically makes him a love interest. Very cool. And if we're lucky, fans will like take sides, Some will be Team Edward, some will be Team Jacob. My thoughts exactly, sir. There's gonna be a huge debate over which one of these two monsters gets to hook up with a teenage girl. Wow, now that you phrase it like that, I hate it to my very core. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. But anyway, eventually it's gonna turn out that he was never in love with her. He was just kind of like in love with their unborn child. What? Yeah, eventually when she gets pregnant, he's gonna be like, oh, I am vibing with that fetus. That's my girl right there. Oh my god. So anyway, back to this movie. Bella's gonna get to know Edward's family and go play vampire baseball. I'm sorry, I thought you said vampire baseball, but that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
No, so actually, that was kind of the coolest part.
I kind of like that.
Baseball with vampires.
It's very anime.
I did hear correctly. Okay, carry on. Yeah, so they do that for a bit, but then because something should probably happen in this thing, some bad vampires show up. Uh-oh, what's their deal? Well, this one vampire, James, becomes obsessed with Bella, like, right away. How come? Because she's the main character. character. Right. Yeah, so we find out that this James guy is like the deadliest vampire there is. He's gonna stop at nothing to get what he wants. Well, sounds like it's gonna be tough to stop him. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, they have like a little scuffle with him in a dance studio, and then his head pops clean off. Oh, well, good. So then they go to prom, and Bella's like, turn me into a vampire, you coward. And he's like, no, it's the first movie. I can't do that yet. You definitely want to save that for later. Yeah, and then it just kind of ends. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like we're going to be able to manipulate teenage girls into giving us money, so I'm happy. Great. Although I do kind of feel bad for whoever we end up casting as Edward Cullen. Yeah, it is going to be tough to book any badass movie roles after being known as the sparkly...
Hey, bro, he got Batman.
Happy Kelly here, and I'm going to show you how cool it is to use Premiere Pro to play with color.
Vampire dude.
Yeah, that's
So you have a Twilight sequel for me? Yes, sir, I do. This one's gonna be called New Moon, and it's gonna start with a shot of a moon. Oh, everything's making a ton of sense so far. Off to a good start. Yeah, so in this movie, Bella's gonna start being scared about growing older while Edward stays the same age. All right. But then Edward's like, you know, Bella, technically I'm 109. Oh, right, yeah. And jokingly, she's like, well, maybe I shouldn't be dating such an old man, you know, it's gross, so... No, that's going to be a funny little moment. That's absolutely correct, though. Anyway, then in class, they're going to be talking about Romeo and Juliet, and Edward's going to be like, the only way for a vampire to kill himself is to go in front of this committee in Italy. Oh, I wonder if that completely unnatural thing to say is going to come into play later in the movie. It is, actually. Oh, my God, what? I'm a writer.
No.
Wow, I guess you kind of are. And so later, the Cullens are going to have a birthday party for Bella, and she's going to get a paper cut on some wrapping paper, so that just starts dripping blood. Not really how paper cuts usually play out. Well, this one's gonna frickin' drip blood.
Hey, actually, though, your hands bleed a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, so, you know, Edward has to step in and protect her. How does he do that? Well, he's gonna push Jasper away, but not before hurling Bella across the room into the wall and making her bleed even more. Oh, wow, probably didn't need to shove her. That part seemed unnecessary. Yeah, probably could have just done the pushing Jasper part, but he's gonna go ahead and injure Bella, too. Well, okay, then. So then Edward's gonna realize that it's too dangerous for them to be dating, you know? If he really wants to protect her, he has to break up with her. Oh, very sad. Yeah, so he brings her to this forest where hikers keep getting violently killed and breaks up with her and leaves. He leaves her alone in the death forest so she'll be safe. That's right, yeah, and so she gets lost and collapses and a shirtless guy picks her up. Wow, off to a terrible start in that I gotta protect Bella project. Yeah, so she's gonna be so sad, she's basically gonna be comatose and expressionless. More than usual? More than usual, yeah, she's basically gonna be in a sadness coma and sit in a chair for 3 months. I guess that'll be fun to watch. It might be. And so anyway, one day she realizes that when she does reckless things, she gets visions of Edward, so she decides she's gonna do that kind of thing from now on. Feels like maybe there are deeper mental issues going on there. Probably. So anyway, she's gonna start fixing up this old motorcycle with Jacob, and he has muscles now, so he has value as a human being and can be a love interest. Oh, he's worth something now. That's nice. Yeah, we're gonna have this little montage of them working on the bike together. She orders a pizza and throws a slice at him, and we're gonna transition into him catching a tool. What? Why would we? Well, it's gonna be a cool transition. Right, but it involves her whipping a slice of pizza across the room. Who does that? I don't know, but it's gonna be a cool transition. Well, okay then. Anyway, then she finally takes the bike out and has like 5 visions of Edward and immediately crashes and bashes her head on a rock. Oh, she's absolutely the worst. And then Jacob pops his shirt off to help, you know, like a normal person. Sure. And then he shows her all his abs and rubs her open wound with a dirty, sweaty t-shirt. Very romantic and probably infected. Yeah, so they start getting closer and closer, but Jacob has a secret. Oh, he does? Yeah, he's like, Bella, have you ever had a secret that you couldn't tell anyone? That's how all secrets work. It is, yeah. So what is it? Well, let's just say he spends a whole lot of time in the woods with very muscular, shirtless dudes. Oh, I see exactly what's going on. Yeah,
but do you?
Yeah, he's a werewolf. Oh, he is. Okay, I was way off. Yeah, werewolves rarely wear shirts. It's the werewolf way, because when they transform, you know, their clothing, it gets torn to shreds. So what about their pants? Well, sir, unless you want to talk about the technicalities of werewolf junk, I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about pants. Oh, okay, let me get off that thing.
All the way off
so
my
also
back.
That redheaded vampire Victoria from the first movie is hovering around, and she wants to kill Bella because her boyfriend James was killed in the first movie. Oh, right, yeah, okay. But Jacob and his werewolf buddies keep chasing her away, and she dives off a cliff to escape. Oh, werewolves can't jump off cliffs, huh? Actually, that's the one activity we've established that they love to do. Oh, so why? I don't know. But anyway, at the exact same time, Bella decides to jump off a cliff too. Well, why would she? I don't know. But anyway, now she's in the water at the same time as Victoria, so, you know, it's pretty dangerous. Wow, so what does she do? Well, she bashes her own head on a rock and passes out and has to be rescued. That is very on brand for her, but how come Victoria doesn't kill her while she's unconscious. I don't
Dude,
know.
he's
Fair
straight
enough.
roasting
So anyway, then
these
Alice
movies.
shows up because she had a vision of Bella jumping off a cliff like an idiot and thought she was dead. Okay. And then Edward calls Bella's house, but Jacob picks up the phone. Who answers somebody else's phone?
greatest
Characters,
ending
they need to
ever.
create misunderstandings to drive the plot forward. Oh, okay. Yeah, and because somebody died earlier in the movie, Jacob tells Edward that Bella's father is arranging a funeral. And then he hangs up the phone. Oh, so Edward thinks Bella is dead? He does, and now he wants to die too. Oh, it's like Romeo and Juliet, except,
Exactly.
you know, just awful. What? So what does Edward do? Well, he goes to this
Just
vampire
awful.
committee called the Volturi, and he's like, hey, please kill me. I'd like to die. And they're like, no. Oh, very mean of them. Or nice, I can't tell. Unclear. So now Edward has to find a way to make them kill him. Wow, so what does he do? Well, his plan is to take off his clothes in a public place, because apparently if people see a sparkly shirtless dude, they'll assume he's a vampire. Oh, exposing yourself in front of a crowd is tight. Have you done that? Yep, my hearing is next week. I'm pleading non-guilty, but there was a ton of video evidence. Well, okay then. Anyway, so Bella manages to get there in time and stop him. Wow. And he's like, you know, Bella, when I said I was leaving, you let me go, so you must not love me. Oh, that's a textbook manipulation and abuse tactic. The relationship is very unhealthy, yeah. So anyway, now the Volturi
that's okay.
and they do want to kill him. Uh-oh. Yeah, and they want to kill Bella too, because she knows too much. Man, gonna be tough to get out of that situation. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, because as they're killing Edward, Bella's like, no, kill me instead. And, you know, that convinces them to let them all go. I thought they were gonna kill her too. Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay then. So then the Cullen family, they all agree to turn Bella into a vampire. Oh, very cool. And then we're gonna have this huge moment where Edward is like, okay, well, before we turn you into a vampire, you gotta do something for me. What is it? He's like, marry me. And then she gasps and we cut
It's
to
like
black.
the greatest
we get
ending
out of there
ever.
on that shocking reveal. You know, I feel like agreeing to transform her into an immortal vampire is slightly bigger than a marriage proposal. Yeah, but this is like a cliffhanger.
Nah, bro,
is
the
she gonna
marriage
say
is great.
yes? So she's already agreed to be a vampire with him forever. That's not even a question. Well, we're gonna cut to black. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like something the fans are gonna like a lot, and you know, hopefully the actors like it just as much. Oh, for sure. So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And this one's going to be called Eclipse. Oh, sounds like a weird name for a movie. That's not something any rational person would stare at. Well, it's the name of the third book, sir. Our hands are tied. Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Who did this? I don't know. I don't have any suspects at the moment, unfortunately, sir. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we track them down soon. So anyway, at the end of the last movie, Edward proposed to Bella, right? That's right, sir. And in this movie, he's going to do that again. What? Did she say no?
When the stakes are high at work, your tone matters. Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help.
She says no, sir, and she keeps saying no, because a lot of marriages end in divorce, you know? It's a big commitment. But her main motivation is to be an immortal vampire with him forever for eternity. That's right, sir.
Oh my gosh, I like how this guy is.
How is this even a conflict? Listen, sir, the story had to be stretched out for money purposes, right? So I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about manufactured, meaningless conflict. Oh, okay, let me get off of that thing. I do like money purposes. They're the only purposes
so
that matter.
savage,
Also, in this
dude.
movie, Jacob's kind of fighting for Bella's love. He wants to be the one she chooses. But didn't the last movie end with him being like, okay, looks like Bella's with Edward now? Oh my god, that's so weird. Wow, what's going on? I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it kind of feels like you're back on my back about manufactured conflict. Oh, I accidentally got back on that thing, didn't I? I apologize. Thanks, sir. So anyway, in this movie, that red-headed vampire, Victoria, whose face has just completely changed for some reason, is on her way to kill Bella because she's obsessed with her. Right, why is that again? Well, she's the main character. Right. So in Seattle, Victoria, she's working on building an army of newborns. Oh, going to war with babies is tight. No, newborns as in people
Like,
that were just
war with
recently
babies
turned
is
into vampires. Okay. Yeah, Alice has a vision that the army's moving towards them, and they're gonna be in Forks, Washington in 4 days. 4 days? Isn't that like a 4-hour drive? It is, yeah. Can vampires not drive?
They're
No, they
babies.
can drive. I mean, even if they walk, that's a 2-day walk. And I know what to tell you, sir. It's gonna take them 4 days. They're gonna come out of the water. Oh, very slow vampires. And so since
Yeah, they're
Jasper
using
knows
the
all
waterways.
about newborns, he's gonna lead a kind of training session. Which one was Jasper again? Well, he became a vampire during the Civil War, and he's the youngest of the Cullen clan. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so the actor's gonna have to do a southern accent, and we're gonna have some flashbacks to him during the Civil War. Do you think it matters that he wasn't at all doing a southern accent in the first 2 movies? No, it's probably fine.
He's gotten rid of it now.
Yeah. Any other side characters getting random flashbacks in this thing? Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because Rosalie's gonna get one too. Which one's she again? Well, she's one of the vampires, sir. I'm almost sure of it. Nice. Anyway, she's telling Bella about how
almost
she didn't
sure.
get to choose to become a vampire. Her life was absolutely perfect, and she didn't want to become one. Oh, absolutely perfect, huh? Those are strong words. What was her life like? like? Well, she was super in love with this guy. Oh, nice. Yeah, and then he, assaulted her with a bunch of his friends and left her to die. Oh my god. Just an absolutely perfect life, That's not, that word doesn't mean that. Anyway, then she got turned into a vampire and killed all her assaulters one by one and saved her ex-boyfriend for last and killed him while wearing a wedding dress. Oh, that actually sounds a whole lot more interesting of a movie than the one we're making. Definitely. You think that's a bad sign? No, it's probably fine. Oh, okay, good. Oh, and Bella's also going to be told about some werewolf history. Oh yeah, what did she learn? Well, there was this big fight with the vampires, but this one lady, she saves the last spirit warrior of the tribe by distracting a vampire with her own blood. Oh, smart. Yeah, and so she dies because the way she got blood was to stab herself in the stomach for some reason. Oh, did she not know that other parts of the body have blood in them too? I guess not.
Only the stomach.
So anyway, the vampires are going to get the werewolves to come train with them because everybody's coming together to protect Bella. So a bunch of humans in Seattle are dying and a bunch of vampires and a bunch of werewolves are preparing to die and coming together despite a rivalry that spans centuries. Right, all that, just for Bella. That's right. But so like why? Well, sir, like I said, she is the main character. Oh, yeah, okay, right. Yeah, it's a life and death situation for a bunch of vampires and werewolves and innocent humans, all because Bella's on the movie poster. That is an important character trait. So anyway, then there's gonna be the big training scene with the vampires and the werewolves. A training scene,
which is
what's
epic.
That like? Well, the vampires push each other around for a couple of hours while the werewolves watch. And that's helpful for everybody?
That's kind of true. That is very
great.
true.
Yeah, and then it's time for a fight. Oh, very exciting. I can't wait to see the main characters in some action scenes. Oh, well, actually, the main characters, they're gonna go camping. They want to get Bella away from the action, and so Jacob goes along to mask her scent, and also Edward's there. And they go camping. They do. They go to the top of a mountain, but you know what happens there? It gets cold. So as the side characters are battling vampires, the main characters are gonna battle, hypothermia. They are. And since Edward is a cold vampire, Jacob is gonna have to cuddle with Bella to keep her warm. I'd sure like to see them fight a vampire army, though. Well, we're gonna have Jacob spoon Bella and make eye contact with Edward, which is just as exciting as a vampire fight. Is it, though? So anyway, the next morning, Jacob finds out that Bella finally said yes to Edward's marriage proposal, so he's all pissed. Oh, he is? Yeah, he doesn't want to take no for an answer. He's like, I know you love me, you just don't want to admit it. And that's romantic? It sure is, sir. And then he's like, maybe I'll go get myself killed in the fight if you don't choose me. Kind of feels like emotional manipulation. Actually, it's romance. If you say so. She kisses him, so he stays, then he just leaves anyway. I can't help but feel like this is putting some weird messages out into the world. Yeah, messages of love. And then we're going to show some snippets of the fight with the newborns, and then Victoria is going to find Bella and Edward. Oh, wow. How'd she find them? Well, she could smell Edward, so she tracked them down pretty easily. They went through all that trouble of masking Bella's scent, but Edward's scent was traceable the whole time. That's right, sir. Very dumb protagonists. And then it's time for our frickin' showdown with Victoria. Now, is it going to be tough to beat her? We've built this showdown up for 3 movies. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, Bella does the foreshadowy thing we shoved in everybody's faces earlier. And does Bella stab herself in the stomach like that lady did? No, she realizes that her arm also has blood in it, so she has that instead of her stomach. Very smart. Yeah, and so then Victoria's head just kind of comes off. Oh, yeah, just kind of comes off, so that's all done. That's all over with. Just pops right off. Okay, great. And then those evil Volturi vampires, they show up, and they're like, guess what? We're gonna be in the next movie. Very ominous. Also, Jacob breaks some bones, which doesn't really affect anything, and that's it. Wow, well, it sounds like it's gonna make money. Probably. Kinda makes me sad that there's only one book left to adapt. Yeah, I wish there was a way we could squeeze some extra money out of it.
If only.
If you have a side gig and need to file your taxes, visit freetaxusa.com.
Of it.
And that is where it all started, the part 1 and part 2.
Yes, sir, I do. Amazing. Final book, final movie. It's all very exciting. Well, actually, I thought we could squeeze 2 movies out of the final book. Really? Can we do that? Harry Potter did it. Yeah, that's true. There was a lot going on in the final Harry Potter book, though. Is there enough content in the final Twilight book to make 2 movies? Not really, no. So why would we? Well, because of money. Oh, money. That's the thing that I like. It sure is, sir.
Yes.
Part 1 of this thing. Not much. Oh, really? Yeah, basically, Edward and Bella are gonna get married, so that's gonna take about 30-40 minutes. Oh, incredibly slow pace. Yeah. Is there any conflict or drama or anything like that? Not really, no. Well, at a certain point, Jacob is going to come out of the woods as a surprise for Bella. Well, why didn't he just show up to the wedding like a normal person? What a weirdo. Oh, you have no idea. He's going to get real weird real soon. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
anyway, Bella tells him that her and Edward plan on getting, intimate before she even becomes a vampire, and so Jacob gets really mad. Right, isn't that incredibly dangerous? Doesn't that go against everything Edward's been saying about trying trying to protect Bella? Yeah, but we need something in this movie, so characters are just gonna kind of do stuff. Why can't they just wait until after she's turned into a vampire? Well, because they need to go on their honeymoon, right? And she doesn't want to spend that time in pain turning into a vampire. Well, people can have their honeymoon whenever they want. It doesn't have to be immediately after the wedding. Well, we're gonna have it be immediately after the wedding, because otherwise there's literally no story here. Well, okay then. So anyway, they go to this private island, and the next 40 minutes is gonna be them on their honeymoon, just kind of, being on a honeymoon. They play a lot of chess. Oh, really stretching it thin here. Oh, so thin, sir. The minutes. Wow. Anyway, so then Bella's gonna end up getting pregnant. What,
my
isn't
favorite.
Edward dead? He is, yeah. Aren't all his bodily fluids venom? They are venomous, yeah, for sure. It feels like that doesn't make sense. Well, we're gonna pretend like it makes sense, because otherwise there's literally no story here. Alright, do what you gotta do, man. So anyway, then this baby inside Bella starts growing super fast, and it's killing her. I mean, she's wasting away. There's nothing but a skeleton left. Oh, very spooky. She has a skeleton inside of her.
It actually is kind of like...
I mean, everybody does. Oh, can you imagine? Very spooky. Anyway, so it really seems like this baby's gonna kill Bella before it's even born, but then they give her some blood in a sippy straw, and she's like, yum, yum, yum. What? Oh,
Why
also,
did they put it in like those like styrofoam glass, like it's like horchata or
something? They want to kill it. Why would they think that? Well, because new vampires have a hard time controlling their thirst. Okay, they're aware that Bella's also going to be turned into a vampire, right? They are, yeah, but that's different. How? Well, she's the main character. Oh, right, okay. Anyway, so eventually Edward has to give Bella a C-section using his teeth for some reason, and he injects her with his venom, but it really looks like she's dead. Oh, bummer. And Jacob is so mad he decides to kill the baby, but as soon as he makes eye contact with it, he's like, oh. What? Yeah, he immediately imprints on a newborn. What? He's like, oh, are we gonna kiss right now? I don't like that. Oh, don't worry, sir. It's not weird at all, because Jacob's gonna help raise the child before getting romantically involved with it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you know that that's somehow worse, right? You know that. Okay, sir, but you have to remember. What? Money. Oh, yeah, money. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I'm back into this. Okay, serious. Good. So the Wolfman will raise the baby and then sleep with it, and our teenage audience will pay to come watch that. Okay, keep going. Well, okay, so then Bella's gonna turn into a vampire, and then we cut to credits. Very exciting. And then as a mid-credit scene, we're gonna have the Volturi vampires be like, oh, we're gonna be in the next movie, watch out. We literally keep ending movies that way. We do, but this time it's true. Oh, well, great. So what happens in part 2? Well, Bella's a vampire now, and she's gonna run around the woods with Edward looking to hunt. How do you think we'll be able to improve those terrible running effects we've been doing? No need, sir. People will have already paid for their tickets, and it's the last movie. That's a good point. Why bother? Let's save some money. But then Bella's gonna smell a human, and she's gonna have to fight her newborn vampire instincts to try and not kill this guy. Oh, is that gonna be hard for her to do? Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, she's able to repress those urges immediately. Didn't we say it takes most vampires decades to do that? We did, yeah, but she's the main character.
She's the main character, yeah.
Makes sense. So then she's gonna meet her baby for the first time, which I figure we could do entirely in CGI. Yeah, sounds like that might haunt people's dreams a little bit. You know, there's definitely a risk in that, but I still think we should go ahead and just make this thing on a computer, see what happens. Works for me. So anyway, then the Volturi are gonna get word that this baby exists, and they're gonna think that it's something called an immortal child. What's an immortal child? It's like a vampire baby that's really powerful. We're gonna be pretty vague about it, but they want it dead for sure. Is it an immortal child? It's not, no. So then the Cullens go around the world and gather
why though? I never understood that.
And all these people have different superpowers. Oh, they do? They do, yeah. There's one with the power of electricity. There's one with elemental control powers. This is just gonna straight up be an X-Men movie now, because there's not really anywhere else for the story to go. Oh, suddenly becoming X-Men is tight. So all these vampires come and train with the Cullens, and then it turns out that Bella has the power to shield people. That's why Edward was never able to read her mind. But Alice was able to see her future, and Jasper was able to affect her mood. Please don't think about any of this too much. Oh, okay, my bad. So then there's gonna be this big showdown in the snow between the Volturi and the good vampires.
Oh no!
How does that go? Well, the main Volturi guy, he cuts Carlisle's head off. Oh, he does? Yeah, and this big giant fight breaks out. Jasper gets
It's gonna be like us. Oh
no! A bunch of Volturi lose their heads too. One of the X-Men creates this big hole in the earth. A bunch of them fall into lava. Did this movie just get good? And then Edward and Bella, they take down the main Volturi guy, and they cut his head off too, and Bella goes to set it on fire. I think this movie just got good. And then it turns out it was all just a vision that Alice was showing the main Volturi guy, so you know, none of it happened.
His face is the most relatable thing I've ever seen.
What are we doing here, man? Money? Oh, right, money. Okay, yeah, no, I love it. Yeah. But didn't we say that Alice wasn't able to see visions with werewolves around? Please don't think about this too much.
I had no idea.
I keep thinking about things. I need to not do that. Yeah, and so Bella and Edward live happily ever after, and Jacob gets to hook up with the child he helped raise. Money. And so what do you think? I think the Twilight books have definitely spawned as many movies as they possibly can, and it's probably best if nothing else comes of them. I don't see how anything else could come of them,
what does that mean?
Hi, it's Ryan here. Thanks for watching that pitch meeting. I hope you liked it. And hey, while you're...
Oh, God.
That was the greatest 20 minutes of my life.
That was good.
That was amazing. It's just good, dude. I kind of like how he goes hard on it.
No, yeah, it's funny because that's what makes it funny.
That is what makes it funny.
Yeah, it's like you can still kind of like, you can still like something and, crap.
You got to
on
be
it.
able to like take it like I feel like it's like even when people make fun of you or something. It's like, yeah, obviously you don't want somebody who's like bullying you, but like you got to be a little self-aware about the shortcomings of a film, like even if it's like your favorite movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
And I mean, not gonna lie, this video is pretty harsh roast.
Dobby, he's spitting facts. But no,
oh my gosh,
that was funny. I like the stuff that he kind of brings up,
Yeah, he's just, dude, he's so freaking funny, man. And just the way these are done is so perfect. Like,
it's such a perfect idea to have it like where the guy's like doing a pitch.
Yes,
and like it's his boss, and then like the way they kind of like
so
go back and
like
forth.
like I swear this one it was like they almost had characters where he was like, "What are we doing?" Like, he was like breaking the character and stuff. I was like, "This is hysterical."
No, it just represents kind of like the system and stuff like that so well. I don't know. He does a good job.
And it's cool because it has that and I know it is Screen Rant, but the fact that he writes them and it's like the green screen background, it's cool. I do feel like, it's like this independent kind of creator doing his thing, and that's cool.
Well, yeah, it has that feel more. Right?
Yeah, I guess the feel it may be from a company and manufactured to feel like that, but it does feel like that, and it's fun. So yeah, I don't know. Let us know what other pitch meetings, or like I said, there's like a ton of fun, like goofy movie content on YouTube. So let us know what else you guys want us to watch. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you stick around. We got a lot of movie reactions coming, and we'll see you all in the next video.